Spoilers ahead, everyone. I intend to talk about the upcoming Equestria Girls film, so turn back now if you have no wish to know what might be coming. After months of speculation and the occasional image, we finally have a trailer for the new Equestria Girls Friendship Games movie. And of course, I can already tell there's going to be a lot of emphasis on showing off toys. However, I'm already intrigued by some of the possibilities with the story. First off, it seems that a lot of focus will be on this new Twilight Sparkle, which had been teased at the end of Rainbow Rocks, who apparently has some kind of magic of her own. Now, whether her being nearby the rest of the main six is what's causing this flux, or if by some coincidence she's always had some kind of magic within her, or perhaps Twilight's been researching these magic fluctuations around Canterlot High and came up with a way to duplicate them. I'm not really sure. For the purposes of the story, I'd lean more towards the leftover power that resides within the main six. After all, Rainbow Rocks has already showed that they still had magic even without Twilight around. And now with a new Twilight Sparkle, I'd guess that this latent power is trying to find a new bearer for the element of magic. But that begs the question. We know that Sunset Shimmer had been shown worthy of this power, and even helped the main six at the end of Rainbow Rocks. Like many other fans, I had been curious about whether Sunset might replace Twilight as the element of magic in the human world. But now, if my suspicions are correct, it seems Twilight is still an essential part of the formula, even if that same Twilight has no idea as to what's happening. Though if portals to the world of Equestria are beginning to open up through this uncontrollable power, just imagine the possibilities. I must admit, it's been rather difficult for me to get excited about the high school setting of these films. But if the writers just happen to bring out some monsters from the Everfree Forest, or even just a chance for humans and ponies to interact as their own species, I'd be all for it. I say the more fantasy elements they can introduce, the more intriguing the possibilities. I mean, can you imagine a climax where all these motorcycles and archery contests translate into a battle with magical creatures? Where all the human characters are using their competitive skills to drive back the encroaching fantasy elements? Considering that this new Twilight is not going to be on the same team as the rest of the main six, I'd say that might just work for an ending to the story. But what do you think? Why do you suppose this human world Twilight suddenly gains access to magical powers? Do you believe these portals to the world of Equestria might just bring some new fantasy elements into play? How do you think Sunset Shimmer and the rest of the main six will overcome such a struggle? I would like to hear your thoughts on the Friendship Games trailer. And here's to hoping that this upcoming film will exceed my expectations just as Rainbow Rocks did. I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Anybody have any guesses what the events are gonna be? Hiding